Hi, Bobcats. Ashley here. Thanks for joining us today. Now, please do bear with us because this is seriously the first time that we've really done this live. So I'm going to do my best. We had a little technical difficulties earlier, but we think we got it figured out now. So we, of course, wish that we could have had you here on campus for regular orientation this summer, but we knew that just wasn't an option. So we have had successful virtual registration. So now we're excited to be able to offer these online webinars sessions here. Now, these are going to cover all of the same topics that we would normally cover at our in-person orientation. So I don't want you to feel like you are missing out on any information that you would get. We're going to give you all of that same information and probably even some extra information. Also, what's really cool is that you'll be able to access these later. So if you forget about what we said about something or how to do something, you can always go back to the website and look at those, which is something that we didn't have before. So you came in person and that was it. These sessions, they're going to be offered every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Central Time from now until about the first week of August. Don't worry if you can't attend all of these sessions in person. We will have them recorded and then posted to our website probably within a day or two after the event. So you can go back and watch them then, or if your parent or guardian wants to go back and watch them, they can do that. So to sign up for these events, you're going to go to your Pearl page, which is your personalized web page. That's different from your MyPSC account. So it's the same place that you would have went and signed up if you're attending this event right now, where you registered. So they'll have the different sessions. I believe right now we have the next one available for you to sign up for. So I saw a lot of you sign up for this one and the Residence Life one that is next Tuesday. So we will start to have those other sessions available on there that you can sign up for, and then you'll get a reminder about when that session is. Again, if you can't attend then, you can go back later and watch them on the orientation website. So you might be wondering, so you've never been to orientation before, what kind of stuff do we cover there? So some of the topics here, I'm going to run through like topics that we're going to cover, and then ask for your feedback to make sure we got everything covered. So we're going to have first Residence Life, like I just said. So they cover a lot of information in that session as far as just information on the different halls, because we know some students haven't been able to visit campus, so you might not know the different residence halls, the staff that are there in Residence Life. Then also he gives you a lot of tips on what to bring and what you're not supposed to bring, as well as he'll provide some information about housing assignments, because that's a question I've been asked a lot. Probably your number one question here we asked about is when are we going to know our roommates? So he'll go over all of that. That is going to be next Tuesday at 3 o'clock Central Time. Following that, we'll have then our TRIO and our Student Success Services program. This would also cover the Summer Bridge program. So that is a program that students can be eligible for. So it'll cover the eligibility criteria for that, as well as how to apply for those and those different programs and benefits that they offer. Then we'll have our Center for Achievement Transition Services. You've probably heard us call it the CATS building here on campus. So they cover counseling, life coaching, tutoring, as well as disability support services. So all of those will be covered in that session, and just information on what those services are, as well as how to either sign up for them or get more information. Big one here is going to be then learning to use campus technology. So that is going to include your campus email. So we'll show you how to access that, and you'll want to be checking that throughout the summer, because sometimes your professors will even email you, over the summer, or as school starts to get closer to starting, you'll get emails in your campus email. So we'll want to make sure you can get into that and are checking that email. Also, sign up for Bobcat alerts. That is, we live in Nebraska here, so sometimes we have bad weather and school, maybe a class is canceled or we have a late start. We had quite a few of those last winter. So you can sign up to either get a text message, an email, or a voicemail, or all of the above if you want on your phone, so that you can know if there is a late start, or if campus is closed, or if we have a even severe weather alert goes out on those. So that's something important to sign up for. Our bookstore is also included in this session because it is an online bookstore. So we'll walk you through how to order your books on that. And that's something you can do over the summer before you come to campus. Also, how to sign up for your parking permit. Now, we all know parking's free, right? But you still have to sign up for that parking permit, and that's an online form that we'll show you. Also, the student employment application will be included in that session, and instructions on how to download our Bobcat Life app. So that session is going to pack a lot into it, and it's going to be pretty hands-on because you'll actually probably be asking you to do these things kind of while we're walking through them with you on the session. The next one is our one-stop office. They cover all things financial aid that you have questions about, as well as student accounts and billing. Now, we've scheduled this one to be after your charges have been posted to your account, which is usually around July 8th or so. So that one will go out after that. And so then that way, when you walk through those charges, you understand what those are for that. Then we'll have my personal favorite, a welcome week session. That is something that I am a co-chair of. So we will go over our theme for the weekend, what to expect. We have some move-in information in there as well. I'll probably have a few of our top cats on there to introduce themselves, and just so you know kind of what to expect when you come on that Thursday for welcome week. Crystal, then she's my welcome week co-chair, so she'll probably be doing 2 sessions in a row then, because she'll do welcome week with me, and then we'll do student activities. So she'll go over obviously clubs and organizations, but also she's going to cover very popular how to sign up for intramurals, because that is online, and she will go in depth so on the Bobcat Life app. So we have you downloading the Bobcat Life app a little bit earlier, but a little bit later, closer to school starting, she will go more in depth on how to use that. We have our welcome week groups in there, so you can even use it for welcome week before you even are here on campus to communicate with other people in your groups and your top cats. Then we'll have Dr. Borchers. He's our Vice President for Academic Affairs, and he's going to provide some academic information. He's the one that sent out those pre-registration materials, but he'll just reiterate a few things and on the academic side. And finally, we'll have a welcome from Dr. Hanson, our president. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe First Lady Elaine Hanson makes an appearance on there as well, and maybe tempt you with some cookies that she makes. So in addition, mixed in with these sessions that are geared towards students, but parents can also watch, we have some, we're calling them coffee talks. Those are geared a little bit more toward parents or guardians than students. So the topics that we cover in our coffee talks are going to be academics. So one of our professors, she always has an awesome session at orientation. She just goes over classroom expectations and how to support your student to be academically successful here on campus. So that's a really fun session. Then we'll have campus safety, very important topic, as well as our Director of Residence Life will go into some more move-in information, because we'll have this first Residence Life session pretty early, and then this one will be a little bit later, closer to move-in. So he'll have a lot of specifics on move-in. It'll be a little bit more scheduled than usual, just because of gathering size restrictions and things like that. And then we'll have our Dean of Student Life. He'll give some updates in one of those coffee talks on just COVID-19 information. Just want to let you know all of the things that we have put in place to socially distance and follow guidelines and regulations and keep students and faculty and staff all safe when we're still in the middle of a global pandemic. So that'll be the coffee talk topics that are provided. So technology is really great. Obviously, we're using it a lot lately, right? However, we used to like to be a little old-fashioned here. So you are going to get a few things in the mail, good old snail mail, right? Does anyone even check their mail anymore? Probably not. I forget to check mine. We got a note the other day. She put a sticky on it and said your mailbox is full and you have to empty it out before I'll deliver your mail. So Oh, I encourage you to check your mail though, because we're going to send you some stuff. So in your mail, you're going to get some more student success services information. So they will do a session like I mentioned earlier, but they're going to have mail you out some information, a letter from the director, as well as the application form that you can fill out. I believe there'll also be an online application, but there's the paper option for you there. So we encourage all students to fill out this application just to see if you qualify to be a part of the SSS program, and then our director, Dr. Jones, will reach out to you just regarding the next steps and information, about what they can offer you as a member of that. You'll also get information on FERPA. So that is your Federal Educational Rights and Privacy Act. So some of you might not know, but as soon as you're an enrolled student, you have a whole new set of rights. And that means that when we could talk to your parents anytime before, now we need your permission to share any information with them because you're enrolled in college. So this gives information about your rights for that as a student, as well as how to give access and permission to your parent, guardian, whoever you choose. You can give access, give permission that they have access. So if they called here, we could talk to them about your class schedule, your financial aid, that sort of thing. So there'll be information on that, as well as directions on how your parent or guest, we call it, can set up their own MyPSC account. So you have to give them permission for that, but they can set that up and go ahead and log in there and see different things. If you want them to see your bill, then you can have them see that. So it'll give instructions on setting that up, and that's a really helpful tool to do that. The final thing you're going to get in the mail is what we call our new Bobcat book, which we typically pass out when you attend orientation. So it has a lot of helpful information. It's kind of a reference guide. So there is information. A lot of it is covered in these sessions, but just in case you forget, a little quick sheet on how to access your email, or how to get on the Wi-Fi when you get to campus, or financial aid, due dates, disbursement dates, billing dates, that sort of stuff. So that will come in the mail to you as well. Okay, so that I think is what we have planned for you. So we really welcome your feedback though. This is, like I said, typically what we cover at an in-person orientation, with a few extra things added in there just because of the climate that we're in right now. So please let us know, and you can either email me or even make a comment here in the question of the chat box if there is a topic you feel that we need to cover, or a specific question you have, and I will be sure to look at it and see if we can maybe fit it into one of the existing sessions, or if we need to perhaps create a new session for that, because we can always add in sessions if we need to do that. We have a little bit of time here before school starts that we can do that. So we look forward to seeing you on here. I hope that you will interact with the presenters. It won't be me on here every time, guys, so don't worry. We'll have different presenters on here, but I just hope that you'll interact with them, ask them questions, provide feedback, because we just want to make sure that you are getting all the information you need so you feel really prepared, really comfortable. Even though you missed out on being able to be here for orientation, we just want to make sure we're not missing anything, and that you feel really prepared and ready to come to campus. But we are so excited to have you. I'm like literally, have you like X out the days, like counting it down into August, because I cannot wait to see students, because we haven't seen you guys in so long, except on Zoom, but that's not the same. And it's gonna be really hard for me because I'm a hugger and we're not supposed to hug. So I'll have to keep my distance, but I'm gonna be really excited to see all of you. So thanks for hopping on today.